obviously about NBA, and I followed a lot, but I've never done well in fantasy and DraftKings.
So you're a fantasy fish.
Yeah, fantasy
Oh, you don't want his
I've
help
lost
then.
a lot of money in there. I've never won. I mean, everybody's so good at it these days.
Exactly. It's like poker.
It's just It's just like there's not much of an edge. You're just putting an algorithm in, and you fire a bunch of lineups, and you hope that you run good and win.
Like, look at this lineup. It's all solid players. Like, this lineup is a tough lineup. So we're going to be seeing a lot of good stuff tonight.
I mean, I'm happy to talk NBA with Tyler anytime, but I don't really know optimal DraftKings strategies, how to decide this guy's good on this day and this guy's good on this day. I'm not that into it.
Alec raises to 20. Wayne 3-bets to 100, I believe.
Wow, Wayne with kings.
Or did he just? I'm pretty sure I saw that he threw in a 100 chip. Maybe it was a little bit less, but he 3-bet from the small blind.
Yeah, definitely, because there's over 100 in the pot.
And he's c-betting 100. So let's say he's c-betting 100 into probably about 140-ish.
Yeah, there's definitely over 100 in the pot.
And
Alec floats.
The thing is that me and Wayne talked about Alec Torelli before the show, and he knows that Alec Torelli is highly capable of everything.
So Alec picks up a pretty gin card on the turn. Now he has a double gutter, and Wayne has to check his entire range on this board. So regardless of what hand Wayne would have here, you should never be betting this turn, because when you 3-bet, your range consists of a lot of aces, kings, queens, hands like that, and they don't hit this board. So no matter what you have, even if you had pocket nines, you should always be checking this turn card. Your opponent is going to rep it a lot. Like Alec can rep this turn a lot more than Wayne can, obviously. Wayne can never rep a 6, and Alec can rep any hand here. He can rep Jack 10, he can rep a 6, he can rep 8, 9, things like that. And so, especially against a good player, you should always be checking that turn with whatever you have.
Yes, I agree with that.
So it's a good call it's a good just call by Wayne, though.
And the thing was, I kind of hyped up Alec because I was planning on not sure if I was going to play in the game. If it was short, I was going to play. So I was like, Wayne, Alec is an end boss. Like, he is capable of everything. So let's see if Wayne goes with the read, knowing that Alec is capable.
So Alec is going to shove here, most likely. And Wayne should be calling.
What a beast.
Wayne should be calling here if he's going to check the turn.
Such a tough spot.
If Wayne's going to check call turn, he's got to check call this river. Nothing changed. And Alec has to shove the bottom of his range here.
Yes, and Alec knows that Wayne looks like an overpair, right? And then Alec also knows that he's blocking the straights with the 10 in his hand. So it's a great...
But Alec doesn't expect Wayne to ever have a straight. So that doesn't really matter.
Exactly. But he's blocking the nut straight as well. So he doesn't put Wayne on a 6 because he doesn't think probably Wayne would 3-bet 6s.
Right. He's just never going to have Jack 10 or a 6. He's never going to have that.
And he called. He called because I told Wayne that Alec is a boss, and what a sick call Wayne made up for his fold of the threes.
That's a really good play by Wayne. He actually played it perfectly. So
oh my gosh.
If you're watching at home and you see a lot of people make a mistake on this type of board,
should blame you.
But
You
you should always be playing your hand like Wayne just did there. So you should always be 3-betting kings at a small blind there against a button open. Especially against a good player like Alec, And so on that flop, it's a really rainbow flop, 5, 7, 8. He's going to obviously call with his overpairs. He's going to check back a lot if you check. So Wayne could check that flop, but I advise to bet that flop most of the time. Alec calls on a pure float. And on that turn, you always want to check your hand, no matter what you have. It doesn't matter if you have aces, kings. It doesn't matter if you have ace, king. It doesn't matter if you have pocket 6, doesn't matter if you have pocket 9s, 10 jack. You should always check that turn because it's not supposed to hit your range.
Exactly.
And then when Alec bets, always check call, and then the river is a blank, nothing changes. You have to check call river as well.
And that's very important, what Ryan's saying is because you have to not only think about your hand, and you have to think about what the ranges are like. And obviously the ranges are more in favor since in Alec's hand, because of Wayne's 3-betting range pre-flop. So that turn card hits Alex's range harder than it would for Wayne's.
Right, and exactly. And I see it too often in deep stack games where people make that mistake and, they have a hand like kings on a board like that, and they just bet again when they're really deep, or they shove. And that's a mistake because you can't get called by worse. And you're just going to get snapped by the better hands. And so you have to protect your range, and you have to give your opponent a chance to bluff those times they do bluff. So you can't just shove kings on a 5, 7, 8, 9 board and expect to get called.
Do you want to know what